Part 1 of The Frogs by Aristophanes, translated by B. Rogers. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Shall I crack any of those old jokes, master, at which the audience never fail to laugh?
Aye, what you will, except I'm getting crushed. Fight shy of that. I'm sick of that already.
Nothing else smart?
Aye, save my shoulders aching.
Oh, come now. That comical joke?
With all my heart, only be careful not to shift your pole. And,
What?
and wow that you have a bellyache.
May I not say I'm overburdened, so that if none ease me, I must ease myself?
For mercy's sake, not till I'm going to vomit.
What, must I bear these burdens, and not make one of the jokes Amepsius and Lysis and Phrynicus and every play they write put in the mouths of all their burden-bearers?
Don't make them. No, I tell you, when I see their plays and hear their jokes, I come away more than 12 months older than I went.
Oh, thrice unlucky neck of mine, which now is getting crushed, yet must not crack its joke.
Now is not this fine pampered insolence, when I myself, Dionysus, son of Pepkin, toil on a foot, and let this fellow ride, taking no trouble, and no burden bearing?
What, don't I bear?
How can you when you're riding?
Why, I bear these.
How?
Most unwillingly.
Does not the donkey bear the load you're bearing?
Not what I bear myself. By Zeus, not he.
How can you bear, when you're born yourself?
Don't know. But anyhow, my shoulder's aching.
Then since you say the donkey helps you not, you lift him up and carry him in turn.
Ugh, hang it all. Why didn't I fight at sea? You should have smarted bitterly for this.
Get down, you rascal. I've been trudging on till now I've reached the portal, where I'm going first to turn in. Boy? Boy! I say there! Boy!
Who banged the door? How like a prancing centaur he drove against it! Mercy o' me, what's this?
Boy!
Yes?
Did you observe
What?
how alarmed he is?
Aye, truly, lest you've lost your wits.
Oh, by Demeter, I can't choose but laugh. Biting my lips won't stop me. Ha, ha, ha,
Pray you, come hither. I have need of you.
ha. I vow I can't help laughing. I can't help it. A lion's hide upon a yellow silk, a club and buskin. What's it all about? Where were you going?
I was serving lately aboard the Clisthenes,
And fought?
and sank more than a dozen of the enemy's ships.
You too?
We too.
And then I awoke, and lo!
There, as on deck, I am reading to myself the Andromeda. A sudden pang of longing shoots through my heart. You can't conceive how keenly.
How big a pang!
A small one, Molon size.
Caused by a woman?
No,
A boy?
no, no.
A man?
Ha, ha.
Was it for Cleisthenes?
Don't mock me, brother. On my life I am in a bad way. Such fierce desire consumes me.
Aye, little brother. How?
I can't describe it, but yet I'll tell you in a riddling way. Have you ever felt a sudden lust for soup?
Soup? Zeus a mercy, yes, 10,000 times.
Is the thing clear, or must I speak again?
Not of the soup, I'm clear about the soup.
Well, just that sort of pang devours my heart for lost Euripides,
A dead man, too.
and no one shall persuade me not to go after the man.
Do you mean below, to Hades?
And lower still, if there is a lower still.
What on earth for?
I want a genuine poet, for some are not, and those that are bad.
What? Does not Earphon live?
Well, he is the sole good thing remaining, if even he is good, for even of that I am not exactly certain.
If go you must, there's Sophocles. He comes before Euripides. Why not take him?
Not till I've tried if Aphon's coin rings true when he is alone, apart from Sophocles. Besides, Euripides, the crafty rogue, will find 1,000 shifts to get away. But he was easy here, is easy there.
But Agathon, where is he?
He has gone and left us, a genial poet, by his friends much missed,
Gone where?
to join the blessed in their banquets.
But what of Xenocles?
Oh, he be hanged.
Pythagoras?
But never a word of me, not though my shoulders chafed so terribly.
But have you not a shoal of little songsters, tragedians by the myriad who can chatter a furlong faster than Euripides?
Those be mere vintage leavings, jabberers, choirs of swallow brutes, degraders of their art, who get one chorus and are seen no more. The muse's love once gained. But oh, my friend, search where you will never find a true creative genius, uttering startling things.
Creative? How do you mean?
I mean a man who will dare some novel venturesome conceit, ere Zeph's chamber, or Time's foot, or this. 'Twas not my mind that swore, my tongue committed a little perjury on its own account.
You like that style?
Like it? I dote upon it.
I vow it's ribald nonsense, and you know it.
Rule not my mind. You've got a house to mind.
Really and truly, though, 'tis paltry stuff.
Teach me to dine.
But never a word of me.
But tell me truly, 'twas for this I came dressed up to mimic you. What friends received you and entertained you when you went below, to bring back Cerberus, in case I need them? And tell me too, the heavens, fountains, shops, roads, resting places, stews, refreshment rooms, towns, lodgings, hostesses, with whom were found the fewest bugs.
But never a word of me.
You are really game to go?
Oh, drop that, can't you? And tell me this, of all the roads you know, which is the quickest way to go to Hades? I want one not too warm, nor yet too cold.
Which shall I tell you first? What shall it be? There's one by rope and bench. You launch away and hang yourself.
No, thank you. That's too stifling.
Then there's a track, a short and beaten cut, by pestle and mortar.
Hemlock, do you mean?
Just so.
No, that's too deathly cold away. You have hardly starred ere your shins get numbed.
Well, would you like a steep and swift descent?
Aye, that's the style. My walking powers are small.
Go down to the Ceramaicus.
And do what?
Climb to the tower's top pinnacle.
And then?
Observe the torch race started, and when all the multitude is shouting, "Let them go!" let yourself go.
Go whither?
To the ground.
Oh, that would break my brains two envelopes. I'll not try that.
Which will you try?
The way you went yourself.
A parlous voyage that. First you'll come to an enormous lake of fathomless depth.
And how am I to cross?
An ancient mariner will row you over in a wee boat so big. The fare's 2 obols.
Fee! The power two obols have, the whole world through. How came they thither?
Theseus took them down. And next you'll see great snakes and savage monsters in tens of thousands.
You needn't try to scare me. I am going to go.
Then weltering seas of filth and ever-rippling dung, and plunge therein whoso has wronged the stranger here on earth, or robbed his boy-love of the promised pay, or swinged his mother, or profanely smitten his father's cheek, or sworn an oath for swan, or copied out a speech of Maximus.
There too, would I, should he be plunged, whoever as danced the sword dance of Dionysus.
And next the breath of flutes will float around you, and glorious sunshine, such as ours, you'll see, and myrtle groves and happy bands who clap their hands in triumph, men and women too.
And who are they?
The happy mystic bands.
And I'm the donkey in the mystery show. But I'll not stand it, not one instant longer.
Who'll tell you everything you want to know. You'll find them dwelling close beside the road you are going to travel, just at Pluto's gate. And fare thee well, my brother.
And to you good cheer.
To Xanthias.
Now, Sirrah, pick up the traps.
Before I've put them down?
And quickly too.
No, prithee, no, but hire a body, one they're carrying out on purpose for the trip.
If I can't find one?
Then I'll take them.
Good. And see, they're carrying out a body now. Hello, you there? You dead man? Are you willing to carry our little traps to Hades?
What are they?
These.
2 drachmas for the job?
Nay, that's too much.
Out of the pathway, you!
Beshrew thee. Stop. Maybe we'll strike a bargain.
Pay me 2 drachmas, or it's no use talking.
1.5?
I'd liefer live again.
How absolute the knave is. He be hanged. I'll go myself.
You're the right sort, my man. Now to the ferry.
Yo up. Layer 2.
Whatever's that?
Why, that's the lake, by Zeus, whereof he spake. And yon's the ferry boat.
Poseidon, yes. And that old fellow's Charon.
Charon! Oh, welcome, Charon! Welcome, Charon!
Who's for the rest from every pain and ill? Who's for the Lethes plain, the donkey shearings? Who's for Siberia, Tinarum, or the ravens?
I.
Hurry in.
But where are you going really? In truth, to the ravens?
Aye, for your behoof. Step in.
Dionysus. To Xanthias.
Now, lad.
A slave? I take no slave, unless he has fought for his body rights at sea.
I couldn't go. I'd got the eye disease.
Then fetch a circuit round about the lake.
Where must I wait?
Beside the withering stone, hard by the rest.
You understand?
Too well. Oh, what ill omen crossed me as I started.
Sit to the oar. Who else for the boat? Be quick. Hi, what are you doing?
What am I doing? Sitting on the oar. You told me to, yourself.
Now sit you there, you little potgut.
So?
Now stretch your arms full length before you.
So?
Come, don't keep fooling. Plant your feet, and now pull with a will.
Why? How am I to pull? I'm no oarsman, seaman, Salaminian. I can't.
You can. Just dip your oar in once. You'll hear the loveliest timing songs.
What from?
Frog swans, most wonderful.
Then give the word.
Heave ahoy! Heave ahoy!
Brick-kick-kick-kicks, quacks, quacks. Brick-kick-kick-kicks, quacks, quacks. We children of the fountain and the lake, let us wake. Our full choir shout as the flutes are ringing out our symphony of clear-voiced song. The song we used to love in the marshland up above, in praise of Dionysus to produce, of Nisaean Dionysus, son of Zeus. When the revel tipsy throng, all crapulous and gay, to our preaching reeled along on the holy picture day. Brick-kick-kick-kicks, quacks, quacks.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Now I declare I've got a bump upon my rump.
Brick-kick-kick-kicks, quacks, quacks.
But you, perchance, don't care.
Brick-kick-kick-kicks, quacks, quacks.
Hang you! And your quaxing too. There is nothing but quacks with you.
That is right, Mr. Busybody, right, for the muses of the lyre laugh as well, and Hornfoot Pen who plays on the pipe his jocund lays, and Apollo harper bright in our chorus takes delight for the strong reed's sake which I grow within my lake, to be girdled in his lyre's deep shell. Brick-a-kick-a quacks, quacks.
My hands are blistered very sore. My stern below is sweltering so. 'Twill soon, I know, upturn and roar. Brekakex quacks, quacks. O tuneful race! O prayer give over! O sing no more!
Ah no, loud and louder our chant must flow. Think if ever ye sang of yore, when in sunny and glorious days, through the rush and marsh flags springing, on we swept in the joy of singing myriad divine round delays. Or when fleeing the storm we went down to the depths, and our choral song wildly rise to a loud and long bubble bursting accompaniment.
Brekakex quacks, quacks. This timing song I take from you.
That's a dreadful thing to do.
Much more dreadful if I row till I burst myself, I trow. Brekakex quacks, quacks. Go hang yourselves, for what care I?
All the same we shout and cry, stretching all our throats with song, shouting, crying all day long.
Brekakex quacks, quacks. In this you will never, never win.
This you shall not beat us in.
No, nor ye prevail over me. Never, never. I will my song shout, if need be, all day long, until I've learned to master your quacks. Brekakex, quacks, quacks. I thought I'd put a stop to your quacks.
Stop. Easy. Take the oar and push her to. Now pay your fare and go.
Here it is, 2 obols. Xanthias? Where is Xanthias? Is it Xanthias there?
Hoy! Hoy!
Come hither.
Glad to meet you, master.
What have you there?
Nothing but filth and darkness.
But tell me, did you see the parricides and perjured folk he mentioned?
Didn't you?
Poseidon? Yes. Why, look!
Pointing to the audience.
I see them now. What's the next step?
We'd best be moving on. This is the spot where Heracles declared those savage monsters dwell.
Oh, hang the fellow. That's all his bluff. He thought to scare me off, the jealous dog, knowing my plucky ways. There is no such swaggerer lives like Hercules. Why, I would like nothing better than to achieve some bold adventure, worthy of our trip.
I know you would. Hello? I hear a noise.
Where? What?
Behind us, there.
Get you behind.
No, it's in front.
Get you in front, directly.
Oh, and now I see the most ferocious monster.
Oh, what's it like?
Like everything by turns. Now it's a bull, now it's a mule, and now the loveliest girl.
Oh, where? I'll go and meet her.
It's ceased to be a girl, it's a dog now.
It is Empusa?
Well, its face is all ablaze with fire.
Has it a copper leg?
A copper leg, yes, one, and one of cow dung.
Oh, whither shall I flee?
Oh, whither I?
My priest, protect me, and we will sup together.
King Heracles, we're done for.
Oh, forbear, good fellow. Call me anything but that.
Well then, Dionysus.
Oh, that's worse again.
Xanthias, to the spectre. Ay, go thy way. Oh, master, here, come here.
Oh, what's up now?
Take courage, all serene. And like Hegelicus, we now may say, out of the storm there comes a new fine weather. Empusa's gone.
Swear it.
By Zeus she is.
Swear it again.
By Zeus.
Again.
By Zeus. Oh dear, how pale I grew to see her. But he from fright has yellowed me all over.
Ha me! Whence fall these evils on my head? Who is the god to blame for my destruction? As Zeph's chamber, or the foot of time?
A flute is played behind the scenes.
Hist!
What's the matter?
Didn't you hear it?
What?
The breath of flutes.
Aye, and a whiff of torches breathed o'er me too. A very mystic whiff.
Then crouch we down and mark what's going on.
Chorus, in the distance.
O Iacchus! O Iacchus! O Iacchus!
I have it, master. 'Tis those blessed mystics of whom he told us sporting hereabouts. They sing the Iacchus which Dionysus made.
I think so too. We had better both keep quiet, and so find out exactly what it is.
The calling forth of Iacchus.
O Iacchus, power excelling, here in stately temple dwelling. O Iacchus, O Iacchus, come to tread this verdant level, come to dance in mystic revel, come whilst round thy forehead hurtles many a wreath of fruitful myrtles. Come with wild and saucy paces, mingling in our joyous dance, pure and holy, which embraces all the charms of all the graces, when the mystic choirs advance.
Holy and sacred queen, Demeter's daughter. Oh, what a jolly whiff of pork breathed o'er me.
Hist! And perchance you will get some tripe yourself.
The welcome to Iacchus.
Come, arise, from sleep awaking, come the fiery torches shaking, O Iacchus! O Iacchus, morning star that shinest nightly! Lo, the mead is blazing brightly. Age forgets its years and sadness, aged knees curvet for gladness. Lift thy flashing torches o'er us, marshal all thy blameless train. Lead, oh, lead the way before us, lead the lovely, youthful chorus to the marshy, flowery plain.
The warning off of the profane.
All evil thoughts and profane be still. Far hence from our choirs depart. Who knows not well what the mystics tell, or is not holy and pure of heart, who ne'er has the noble revelry learned, or danced the dance of the Muses high, or shared in the Bacchic rites which old bull-eating Cratinus' words supply, who vulgar coarse buffoonery loves, though all untimely the jests they make, or lives not easy and kind withal, or kindling faction forbears to slake, but fans the fire from a base desire some pitiful gain for himself to reap, or takes in office his gifts and bribes while the city is tossed on the stormy deep, who fort or fleet to the foe betrays, or, a vile Thracian, ships away forbidden stores from Aegena's shores to Epidaurus across the bay, transmitting oar-pads and sails and tar, that cursed collector of 5 per cents, the knave who tries to procure supplies for the use of the enemy's armaments, the Cyclean singer who dares befoul the Lady Hecate's wayside shrine, the public speaker who once lampooned in our Bacchic feast would with heart malign keep nibbling away the comedian's pay. To these I utter my warning cry. I charge them once, I charge them twice, I charge them thrice, that they draw not nigh to the sacred dance of the mystic choir. But ye, my comrades, awake the song, the night-long revels of joy and mirth, which ever of right to our feast belong.
The start of the procession.
Advance, true hearts, advance, on to the gladsome bowers, on to the sward with flowers embosomed bright. March on with jest and jeer and dance, full well ye've supped tonight.
The processional hymn to Persephone.
March, chanting loud your lays, your hearts and voices raising, the Saviour goddess praising, who vows shall still our city save to endless days, whate'er Thoricians will. Break off the measure and change the time, and now with chanting and hymns adorn Demeter, goddess mighty and high, the harvest queen, the giver of corn.
The processional hymn to Demeter.
O Lady, over our rites presiding, preserve and succor thy choral throng, and grant to us all, in thy help confiding, to dance and revel the whole day long, and much in earnest, and much in jest, Worthy thy feast, may we speak therein. And when we have bantered and laughed our best, the victor's wreath be it ours to win. Call we now the youthful god, call him hither without delay, him who travels amongst his choirs, dancing along on the sacred way.
The processional hymn to Iacchus.
Oh, come with the joy of thy festival song. Oh, come to the goddess. Oh, mix with our throng untired, though the journey be never so long. O Lord of the frolic and dance, Iacchus, beside me advance. For fun and for cheapness our dress thou hast rent. Through thee we may dance to the top of our bent, revelling and jeering, and none will resent. O Lord of the frolic and dance, Iacchus, beside me advance. A sweet, pretty girl I observed in the show. Her robe had been torn in the scuffle, and lo, there peeped through the tatters a bosom of snow. O Lord of the frolic and dance, Iacchus, beside me advance.
Wouldn't I like to follow one and try a little sport and dancing?
Wouldn't I? The banter at the bridge of Cephissus.
Shall we all a merry joke at Archidemus poke, who has not cut his guildsman yet, though 7 years old? Yet up among the dead he is demagogue and head, and contrives the topmost place of the rascaldom to hold. And Cleisthenes, they say, is among the tombs all day, bewailing for his lover with a lamentable whine. And Callias, I'm told, has become a sailor bold, and casts a lion's hide o'er his members feminine.
Can you tell where Pluto here may dwell? For we, sirs, are two strangers who were never here before.
Oh, then no further stray, nor again inquire the way, for know that ye have journeyed to his very entrance door.
Take up the wraps, my lad.
Now is not this too bad? Like Zeus's Corinth, he, the raps, keeps saying o'er and o'er.
Now will your sacred dances through the glade with flowers bedight, all ye who are partakers of the holy festal rite, and I will with the women and the holy maidens go, where they keep the nightly vigil, an auspicious light to show.
The departure for the Thriasian plain.
Now haste we to the roses, and the meadows full of posies. Now haste we to the meadows in our own old way, in choral dances blending, in dances never ending, which only for the holy the destinies array. O happy mystic chorus, the blessed sunshine o'er us, on us alone is smiling. In its soft, sweet light, on us who strove forever with holy, pure endeavor, alike by friend and stranger, to guide our steps aright.
What's the right way to knock? I wonder how the natives here are wont to knock at doors.
No dawdling. Taste the door. You've got, remember, the lion hide and pride of Heracles.
Boy.
Who's there?
I, Heracles the strong.
Oh, you most shameless, desperate ruffian, you! Oh, villain, errant violist, villain, who seized our Cerberus by the throat, and fled, and ran, and rushed, and bolted, hauling off the dog, my charge. But now I've got thee fast. So close the Styx's inky-hearted rock, the blood-bedabbled peak of Acheron, shall hem thee in. The hell-hounds of Cocytus prowl round thee, whilst the 100-headed asp shall rive thy heart-strings. The Tartessian lamprey prey on thy lungs, and those Tithracian gorgons mangle and tear thy kidneys, mauling them, entrails and all, into one bloody mash. I'll speed a running foot to fetch them hither.
Hello, what now?
I've done it. Call the god.
Get up, you laughing stock. Get up directly, before you're seen.
What? I get up? I'm fainting. Please dab a sponge of water on my heart.
Here.
Dab it, you.
Where? O ye golden gods, lies your heart there?
It got so terrified, it fluttered down into my stomach's pit.
Cowardliest of gods and men.
The cowardliest? I? What, I? Who asked you for a sponge? A thing a coward never would have done.
What then?
A coward would have lain there wallowing. But I stood up and wiped myself withal.
Poseidon, quite heroic.
Deed, I think so. But weren't you frightened at those dreadful threats and shoutings?
Frightened? Not a bit. I cared not.
Come then, if you're so very brave a man, will you be I? And take the hero's club and lion skin, since you're so monstrous plucky, and I'll be now the slave and bear the luggage.
Hand them across. I cannot choose but take them. And now observe the Xanthio Heracles, if I'm a coward and a sneak like you.
Nay, you are the roe from Melite own self, and I'll pick up and carry on the traps.
Oh, welcome, Heracles! Come in, sweetheart. My lady, when they told her, set to work, baked mighty loaves, boiled 2 or 3 tureens of lentil soup, roasted a prime ox whole, made rolls and honey cakes. So come along.
You are too kind.
I will not let you go. I will not let you. Why, she's stewing slices of juicy birds, and she's making comfits and tempering down her richest wine. Come, dear, come along in.
Pray, thank her.
Oh, you're jesting. I shall not let you off. There's such a lovely flute girl already, and we've 2 or 3 dancing girls also.
Eh? What? Dancing girls?
Young budding virgins, freshly tired and trimmed. Come, dear, come in. The cook was dishing up the cutlets, and they are bringing in the tables.
Then go you in, and tell those dancing girls of whom you spake, I'm coming in myself. Pick up the traps, my lad, and follow me.
Hi! Stop! You're not in earnest just because I dressed you up in fun as Heracles. Come, don't keep fooling, Xanthias, but lift and carry in the traps yourself.
Why? What? You are never going to strip me of those togs you gave me.
Going to? No, I'm doing it now. Off with that lion skin.
Bear witness all, the gods shall judge between us.
Gods, indeed. Why, how could you, the vain and foolish thought? A slave, a mortal, act Alcmena's son?
All right, then, take them. Maybe if God will, you'll soon require my services again.
This is the part of a dexterous, clever man with his wits about him ever. One who has travelled the world to see, always to shrift, and to keep through all close to the sunny side of the wall. Not like a pictured block to be, standing always in one position, nay, but to veer with expedition, and ever to catch the favouring breeze. This is the part of a shrewd tactician. This is to be a Theramenes.
Truly an exquisite joke 'twould be, him with a dancing girl to see, lolling at ease on Milesian rugs, me, like a slave, beside him standing, aught that he wants his lordship handing. Then has the damsel fairy hugs, seeing me all in fire to embrace her. He would perchance, for there no man's baser, turning him round like a lazy lout, straight on my mouth deliver a facer, knocking my ivory choirman out.
Oh, Plathane, Plathane! Here's that naughty man. That's he who got into our tavern once and ate up 16 loaves.
Oh, so he is, the very man.
Bad luck for somebody.
Oh, and besides those 20 bits of stew, half obol pieces.
Somebody's going to catch it.
That garlic, too.
Woman, you're talking nonsense. You don't know what you're saying.
Oh, you thought I shouldn't know you with your buskins on. Ah, and I've not yet mentioned all that fish. No, nor the new-made cheese. He gulped it down, baskets and all, unlucky that we were. And when I just alluded to the price, he looked so fierce and bellowed like a bull.
Yes, that's his way. That's what he always does.
Oh, and he drew his sword and seemed quite mad.
Oh, that he did.
And terrified us so we sprang up to the cockloft, she and I. Then out he hurled, decamping with the rugs.
That's his way, too. But something must be done.
Quick, run and call my patron Cleon here.
Oh, if you meet him, call Hyperbolus. We'll pay you out today.
Oh, filthy throat! Oh, how I'd like to take a stone and hack those grinders out with which you chawed my wares.
I'd like to pitch you in the dead man's pit.
I'd like to get a reaping hook and scoop that gullet out with which you gorged my tripe. But I'll to Cleon. He'll soon serve his writs. He'll twist it out of you today, he will.
Perdition seize me if I don't love Xanthias.
Aye, I know your drift. Stop that talking. I won't be Heracles.
Oh, don't say so, dear, darling Xanthias.
Why, how can I, a slave, a mortal, act Alcmena's son?
I know you're vexed, and I deserve it. And if you pummel me, I won't complain. But if I strip you of these tongs again, perdition seize me, my wife, my children, and, most of all, that blear-eyed Archidemus.
That oath contents me. On those terms I take them.
Now that at last you appear once more, wearing the garb that at first you wore, wielding the club and the tawny skin, now it is yours to be up and doing, glaring like mad and your youth renewing, mindful of him whose guise you are in. If, when caught in a bit of a scrape, you suffer a word of alarm to escape you, showing yourself but a feckless knave, then will your master at once undrape you. Then you'll again be the toiling slave.
There, I admit you've given to me a capital hint, and the like idea, friends, had occurred to myself before. Truly, if anything good befell, he would be wanting, I know full well, wanting to take to the togs once more. Nevertheless, while in these I'm vested, ne'er shall you find me craven crested. No, for a dittany look I'll wear, ay, and methinks it will soon be tested. Hark how the portals are rustling there.
Seize the dog-stealer, bind him, pinion him, drag him to justice.
Somebody's going to catch it.
Hands off, get away, stand back.
Eh? You're for fighting. Ho! Ditlius, Sciblius, and Pardicus, come hither, quick! Fight me this sturdy knave.
Now, isn't it shame the man should strike, and he a thief besides?
A monstrous shame.
A regular burning shame.
By the Lord Zeus, if ever I was here before, if ever I stole one hair's worth from you, let me die. And now I'll make you a right noble offer. Arrest my lad, torture him as you will, and if you find I'm guilty, take and kill me.
Torture him? How?
In any mode you please. Pile bricks upon him, stuff his nose with acid, flay, rack him, hoist him, flog him with a scourge of prickly bristles. Only not with this, a soft-leaved onion or a tender leek.
A fair proposal. If I strike too hard and maim the boy, I'll make you compensation.
I shan't require it. Take him out and flog him.
Nay, but I'll do it here before your eyes. Now then, put down the traps, and mind you speak the truth, young fellow.
Man, don't torture me. I am a god. You'll blame yourself hereafter if you touch me.
Hello, what's that you're saying?
I say I'm Bacchus, son of Zeus, a god, and he's the slave.
You hear him?
Hear him? Yes. All the more reason you should flog him well. For if he is a god, he won't perceive it.
Well, but you say that you're God yourself, so why not you be flogged as well as I?
A fair proposal. And be this the test, whichever of us two you first behold flinching or crying out, he's not the god.
Upon my word, you're quite the gentleman. You're all for right and justice. Strip then, both.
How can you test us fairly?
Easily. I'll give you blow for blow.
A good idea. We're ready. Now, see if you catch me flinching.
I struck you.
No.
Well, it seems no, indeed. Now then, I'll strike the other.
Tell me when.
I struck you.
Struck me? Then why didn't I sneeze?
Don't know, I'm sure. I'll try the other again.
And quickly, too. Good gracious.
Why, good gracious, not hurt you, did I?
No, I merely thought of the Diamean feast of Heracles.
A holy man. 'Tis now the other's turn.
Hi, hi.
Hallo!
Look at those horsemen. Look.
But why these tears?
There is such a smell of onions.
Then you don't mind it?
Mind it? Not a bit.
Well, I must go to the other one again.
Oh, oh,
Hallo!
do pray pull out this thorn.
What does it mean? 'Tis this one's turn again.
Apollo, Lord of Delos and of Pytho.
He flinched. You heard him?
Not at all. A jolly verse of Hipponax flashed across my mind.
You don't half do it. Cut his flanks to pieces.
By Zeus, well thought on. Turn your belly here.
Poseidon,
There, he's flinching.
who dost reign among the Aegean peaks and creeks, and over the deep blue main.
No, by Demeter, still I can't find out which is the god. But come ye both indoors. My lord himself and Persephassa, there, being gods themselves, will soon find out the truth.
Right, right. I only wish you had thought of that before you gave me those tremendous whacks.
Come, muse, to our mystical chorus. O come to the joy of my song. O see on the benches before us that countless and wonderful throng, where wits by the thousand abide, with more than a Cleophon's pride. On the lips of that foreigner base, of Athens the bane and disgrace, there is shrieking his kinsman by race, the garrulous swallow of Thrace. From that perch of exotic descent, rejoicing her sorrow to vent, she pours to her spirit's content a nightingale's woeful lament, that e'en though the voting be equal, his ruin will soon be the sequel. Well it suits the holy chorus evermore with counsel wise to exhort and teach the city. This we therefore now advise. End the townsmen's apprehensions, equalize the rights of all. If by Phrynichus' wrestlings some perchance sustained a fall, yet to these 'tis surely open, having put away their sin, for their slips and vacillations pardon at your hands to win. Give your brethren back their franchise. Sin and shame it were that slaves, who have once with stern devotion fought your battle on the waves, should be straightway lords and masters, yea, Plataeans fully blown. Not that this deserves our censure. There I praise you. There alone has the city in her anguish policy and wisdom shown. Nay, but these, of old accustomed on our ships to fight and win, they, their father too before them, these our very kith and kin, you should likewise, when they ask you, pardon for their single sin. O by nature best and wisest, oh relax your jealous ire. Let us all the world as kinfolk and as citizens acquire. All who on our ships will battle well and bravely by our side, if we cocker up our city, narrowing her with senseless pride, now when she is rocked and reeling in the cradles of the sea, here again will after ages deem we acted brainlessly. And oh, if I'm able to scan the habits and life of a man who shall rue his iniquities soon, not long shall that little baboon, that Clogenes shifty and small, the wickedest bathman of all who are lords of the earth, which is brought from the isle of Chimelus and wrought with nitre and lye into soap, not long shall he vex us, I hope. And this the unlucky one knows, yet ventures a piece to oppose, and being addicted to blows, he carries a stick as he goes, lest while he is tipsy and reeling, some robber his cloak should be stealing. Often has it crossed my fancy that the city loves to deal with the very best and noblest members of her commonweal, just as with our ancient coinage and the newly minted gold. Yea, for these, our sterling pieces, all of pure Athenian mould, all of perfect dye and metal, all the fairest of the fair, all of workmanship unequaled, proved and valued everywhere. Both amongst our own Hellenes and barbarians far away, these we use not. But the worthless pinchbeck coins of yesterday, vilest dye and basest metal, now we always use instead. Even so, our sterling townsmen, nobly born and nobly bred, men of worth and rank and metal, men of honorable fame, trained in every liberal science, choral dance, and manly game, these we treat with scorn and insult, but the strangers newliest come, worthless sons of worthless fathers, pinchbeck townsmen, yellowy scum, whom in earlier days the city hardly would have stooped to use even for her scapegoat victims, these for every task we choose. Oh, unwise and foolish people, yet to mend your ways begin. Use again the good and useful. So hereafter, if ye win, 'twill be due to this your wisdom. If ye fall, at least 'twill be not a fall that brings dishonor, falling from a worthy tree.
By Zeus, the Saviour, quite the gentleman your master is.
Gentleman? I believe you. He's all for wine and women, is my master.
But not to have flogged you, when the truth came out that you, the slave, were passing off as master.
He'd get the worst of that.
Bravo! That's spoken like a true slave. That's what I love myself.
You love it, do you?
Love it? I'm entranced when I can curse my lord behind his back.
How about grumbling when you have felt the stick and scurry out of doors?
Oh, that's jolly, too.
How about prying?
Aha! That beats everything.
Great kin god Zeus, and what of overhearing your master's secrets?
What? I'm mad with joy.
And blabbing them abroad?
Oh, heaven and earth, when I do that, I can't contain myself.
Phoebus Apollo, clap your hand in mine, kiss and be kissed, and prithee tell me this. Tell me by Zeus, our rascaldom's own god, what's all that noise within? What means this hubbub and row?
That's Aeschylus and Euripides.
Eh?
Wonderful, wonderful things are going on. The dead are rioting, taking different sides.
Why, what's the matter?
There's a custom here with all the crafts, the good and noble crafts, that the chief master of his art in each shall have his dinner in the assembly hall, and sit by Pluto's side.
I understand.
Until another comes more wise than he in the same art, then must the first give way.
And how has this disturbed our Aeschylus?
'Twas he that occupied the tragic chair, as in his craft the noblest.
Who does now?
But when Euripides came down, he kept flourishing off before the highwaymen, thieves, burglars, parricides. These form our mob in Hades, till with listening to his twists and turns, and pleas and counter-pleas, they went mad on the man, and hailed him first and wisest. Elate with this, he claimed the tragic chair, where Aeschylus was seated.
Wasn't he pelted?
Not he. The populace clambered out to try which of the twain was wiser in his art.
You mean the rascals?
Aye, as high as heaven.
But were there none to side with Aeschylus?
Scanty and sparse the good.
Regards the audience.
The same as here.
And what does Pluto now propose to do?
He means to hold a tournament, and bring their tragedies to the proof.
But Sophocles, how came not he to claim the tragic chair?
Claim it? Not he. When he came down, he kissed with reverence Aeschylus, and clasped his hand, and yielded willingly the chair to him. But now he's going, says Clytemnestres, to sit third man, and then if Aeschylus win, he'll stay content, If not for his art's sake, he'll fight to the death against Euripides.
Will it come off?
Oh, yes, by Zeus directly. And then, I hear, will wonderful things be done. The art poetic will be weighed in scales.
What? Weigh out tragedy like butcher's meat?
Levels they'll bring, and measuring tapes for words, and molded oblongs.
Is it bricks they are making?
Wedges and compasses, for Euripides vows that he'll test the dramas, word by word.
Aeschylus chafes at this, I fancy.
Well, he lowered his brows, up glaring like a bull.
And who's to be the judge?
There came the rub. Skilled men were hard to find, for with the Athenians, Aeschylus somehow did not hit it off.
Too many burglars, I expect, he thought.
And all the rest, he said, were trash and nonsense to judge poetic wits. So then at last they chose your lord, an expert in the art. But go we in, for when our lords are bent on urgent business, that means blows for us.
Oh, surely with terrible wrath will the thunder-voiced monarch be filled, when he sees his opponent beside him, the tonguester, the artifice skilled, stand whetting his tusks for the fight. Oh, surely his eyes rolling fell will with terrible madness be fraught. Oh, then will be charging of plume-waving words with their wild floating mane, and then will be whirling of splinters and phrases smoothed down with the plane. When the man would the grand-stepping maxims, the language gigantic repel, of the hero creator of thought, there will his shaggy-born crest upbristle for anger and woe. Horribly frowning and growling, his fury will launch at the foe huge clamped masses of words, with exertion titanic uptearing great ship-timber planks for the fray. But here will the tongue be at work, uncoiling, word-testing, refining, sophist creator of phrases, dissecting, detracting, maligning, shaking the envious bits, and with subtle analysis paring the lungs' large labor away.
End of Part 1.